If you're thinking about moving to Idaho, but you're wondering when to buy a house in this current market, it is 2024 making this video, and I have a little bit of a market update of what's going on in the eastern Idaho area. You ready? Let's go. Realtors have this bad habit of saying, now is the time to buy. It's always now. Now is always the best time to buy. But there's a reason for that. And because there's pros and there's cons, and it's all dependent on your situation and what you're willing to do and what your timeline is, what your budget is, etc. Right now in eastern Idaho, we're in March in 2024 and the market is hot. There are homes flying off the market as fast as they come on in some price ranges. I help a lot of buyers from out of state, and they tend to be more in the 500, 600,000 price range, and they are surprised of how much inventory there is and how many options there are in their price range compared to the states that they've come from. However, if we don't get into those houses quickly, they might be sold before we can even take a tour. If you're in the $300,000 price range and even a little bit lower, those houses are very competitive and they go very fast. There's multiple offers happening. So this is kind of what's going on in springtime. There's some seasonality to it too. So if you buy in the spring, you will have more inventory. But if you have more inventory and the weather's warming up, you also have more competition. And that is very much the case here in Idaho Falls. The competition has gone up even since January in the middle of winter, but people are wanting to get into a house a little bit sooner than later to beat the competition. But because more people are thinking that, it's creating competition. I've had multiple offers on houses. There were some, I don't like the term bidding wars, but there were a lot of negotiations going on back and forth, offers going $30,000 over asking for that $300,000 price range. So this is what's happening right now in eastern Idaho's housing market. With that said, even though it seems like it's booming already despite interest rates, if you wait any longer and you move into the summer months where it's hotter, it's drier, and kids are out of school, that creates even more competition. I can't tell you how many people are calling me and saying, yes, I'm going to sell my house, but I want to wait till my kids are done in school. Or yes, I want to buy in Idaho, but we're going to wait till they're done in school. For good reason. They don't want to take their kids out from the school in the middle or near the end of the school year. But keep that in mind. If you're moving here in the summer, there might be even more competition than the spring, just because of weather and school and more inventory options available. I actually really love selling homes in the winter and late fall because this is when kids are back in school. People are starting to settle back down for the year from their vacations, getting ready for the holidays. So even though there's fewer homes on the market, the inventory is lower in the winter, that's just normal in the real estate market nationwide. You have more leverage as a buyer. So it's a little bit different from spring. You might have a little bit more leverage as a seller. Even in a seller's or buyer's market, I feel like you have leverage when people want to buy to sell your home as a seller. But in the winter, there are people that still have to sell their home, but they might not be able to because there's fewer buyers because everybody wants to buy in the spring and summer. But if you're thinking about moving here in the winter as a buyer, you have leverage in the sense that if a seller needs to sell and the house has been sitting on the market for a while and it's not getting a lot of traffic because of the weather and school and holidays, then you can offer lower than asking price. You can ask for concessions like closing costs or a rate buy down. You have a lot more options as a buyer in the winter, a lot less competition. You can kind of move at your own pace as a buyer. So don't let the weather scare you because every season has a pro and a con. The spring and summer is more inventory, more options, but you might pay a little bit more and have less leverage asking for concessions. It's going to benefit the seller a little bit more in the spring and summer, and in the fall and winter, you have a little bit more leverage as a buyer. So something to consider when you're moving here to Idaho. This is something that I do all year round, full time, but I just want to manage expectations of what it's like, what's happening right now. Some houses are moving very quickly. And even in the winter, I helped someone buy a house and it was on the market for just a couple of days. In the middle of winter, I think it was November by the time we closed, and that house sold like that. So It depends. So it's important that you find a good realtor in your corner that's willing to help talk to you about the market, to navigate expectations, and to figure out what is best for you and when it is best for you. So that's it for this video for when to buy in the Idaho Falls and the surrounding area. If you're new to my channel and you want to know more about the real estate market, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and you'll be the first to know about homes coming on the market changes, the weather, things to do, and all things of life in Idaho Falls. We'll see you next time. Bye. My name is Annika Wilder, and I'm a local real estate agent here in Eastern Idaho. So if you're thinking about moving here, whether it's next week or next year, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I'll be happy to help.